Manhattan Strip. Lights on. Racing, and the first of them away, Cessoir from Antique Miss, and Fashion Stakes up there will be prominent. So going over to the back straight, and Martin's going to lead them on Cessoir, and they're going to hack along. Azina's going to quickly zip forward there with the muddling tempo and find itself at the flanks of Cessoir. Fashion Stakes outside Antique Miss, 2 lengths behind those then is Master of Ceremony. Back with it is Uncle Gerard, drifting back to second last, and 2 lengths behind those Manhattan Strip. There's a bit more pace on here after they walked through the first few hundred, and along the back straight, Cessoir in control of proceedings. Took them past the 1,000 metre mark, a length and a half on Azina, who's outside of the well-tried Antique Miss. A length and a half off those. Next of all is Fashion Stakes, just shading Master of Ceremony. Manhattan Strip is back there in company with Uncle Gerard at the 800 marker, and they go down the side behind Cessoir. So the filly here on top making play, Cessoir. She's out by a length on Azina and Antique Miss. A length and a half to Fashion Stakes, patiently handled back in 4th spot from Master of Ceremony as they race along by the 550, followed then by Uncle Gerard, who travelled a bit better back in proceedings this afternoon and takes off around the outside, looping the field, and now onto its back goes Manhattan Strip, but it's Cessoir nursed into the home straight and balances as Pike comes out now off the fence. They straighten for home, racing past the 300, Cessoir, Antique Miss about to collar her. 2 lengths Fashion Stakes, and Manhattan Strip is running on at the 200, and Antique Miss on the outside of Cessoir has gone to the lead now, a half a length. Cessoir trying to rally Antique Miss. Manhattan Strip is running on. Antique Miss in front. They wanted to change strides a few times late, but she's still too good. Antique Miss beat Manhattan Strip and Cessoir. Master of Ceremony is between those. In behind them, Fashion Stakes, after getting every chance, didn't fire a shot. Uncle Gerard weakened out of it as well, and back there last home is Azina. Punters all over. Antique Miss, and she delivers the Doomsday filly. Number 5, Antique Miss. Willie Pike for Michael Grantham. Antique Miss has won, beating Manhattan Strip. Cessoir should be 5-2-1. Master of Ceremony is close up, but it's Antique Miss, who they did back from 320 into 250, and she has delivered the right result for those that have stepped up to the plate here with the Doomsday filly out of Antique Bell, raced by Peters Investments and ridden by Willie Pike. Manhattan Strip has run a very good race with the 60 on its back, and off the pace too, which was a bit dawdling early. Manhattan Strip, a Manhattan Rain 3-year-old from Simply Irresistible, Clint Johnston Porter, and Cessoir, which has led them for a long way, by sessions out of Aswa, Danny Morton and Cassie Martinen. After the running of race number 1, 5-2-1 and 7 Fashion Stakes. Well, she was dished up a beautiful ride by Chris Parnham, but certainly didn't let down at all, and beaten out of contention. Winning margin, a length along next second and third in a time of 1:42.99. So they've run home in 35.19. Antique Miss with the second win in 6 outings. Race 2's at 1:14. It's the 1400 maiden for Perth Racing. And in the next of the day, it is clear of alterations. Let's take you down now into the winners' enclosure after the victory, and the punters certainly off to a very good start here. They've labelled this filly, and she hasn't disappointed them either.
No, they haven't. They backed her really strongly late on the WOP. I think it was 320 into 260 or something like that. And Bob, she was able to get a dream run throughout.
Yes, it was good today that she jumped too well last start and had to lead, and that didn't really suit us.
Obviously, the gear changed today. Instead of visors, Michael decided to put the blinkers on. What was his reasoning there?
Oh, well, I think she probably didn't need them, but it's just a bit of a change.
Is she still learning? We just see her in those concluding stages, the ears going pricking, going back and forward. Is she still learning at the caper?
Oh, that was once she got to the front. Yeah. I think she'd really know where she was.
Well, you'd hope that she'll be learning nicely where to find the front, because she is building up a bit more of an impressive CV now. This is just her 6th start, but she's never far away. No, she's out of one of our very good families. You know, Antique Bell is one of the sisters, and she's actually a sister in blood to Arcadia Dream that won the Derby for us. So she might get over a bit longer, even though there's not much of her. And it's been nice to see your colours as well in Melbourne with a victory.
Yes, things are going quite well there at the moment.
Well, on both sides of the country. Well done.
Thank you.
There is Bob Peters' Antique Miss winning here, and I think it was Frigid on Saturday who was victorious over there. Glanced up at the screen and saw the cerise and white flashing down the outside there in Victoria. So doing it on both sides of the country at the moment.
Frosted out of Fuchsia Bandana. You won't get a lot of breeding out of me, Brittany, but I'll remember that one because Fuchsia Bandana was a favourite of mine. Darren McAuliffe trained her, won a Hyperion here a fair few years ago. But we also see tomorrow the debut, the first runner for Bob Peters with Ike Racing. Takahide Ikanushi has Kalani, I think it is, something along those lines. The name might escape me, but definitely starts with a K. We'll go around, I think, with about even money tomorrow in race number 1 at Northam. Willie Pike trialled that gelding, who was pretty impressive, and goes around a short price tomorrow. So it might be the start of a new successful relationship. He's trialling a few trainers at the moment, Bob Peters. We've seen a few runners with Donna Reardon, now a couple with Takahide Ikanushi, and Willie Pike gets Antique Miss home here in race number 1. Willie, last time out, Stewart's report read she misstrode at the 150, and she definitely did. And even today in the last 50 metres, looked like she wanted to change strides a few times.
Yeah, that's right. I think when she hits the front, she kind of comes off the accelerator a bit, and the action gets high, and she loafs around. So, yeah, maybe possibly in future a pair further back to chase for longer, or maybe even just better class of races where she can chase for longer. I'm not really sure what the right answer is, but definitely she climbs when she hits the front.
Looks like in the run, she does everything pretty much perfectly.
Yeah, that's right. She jumps good, always travels like the winner, peels out. So it's all trouble free until you hit the front. But at least that's a good problem to have.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
There is William Pike, Antique Miss, victorious here in the first for Michael Grantham.
Sticks and stones and